Hey beautiful people, welcome to the Daily Oracle Guidance for June 29th, 2020. Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Shakima, just stopping in for a quick reading for today's Meditative Means Necessary Mondays. I hope everybody's having an awesome day today, BTW. If you're not having such a great day, do just try to let the energies dissipate, okay? But if you are having a great day, do just revel in it, because we have a lot to sort of navigate our way through this week, so take your time with it, okay? I am going to be, as per usual, guys, utilizing the tarot to see where we are as a collective presently, what path we're crossing for the energies of today, what's going on in the subconscious mind as we navigate through the energies, as well as what's going on in the conscious mind as a result of, and we'll have a look and see what is the overall outcome of the energies that we're navigating through today. Now, these are going to be general readings, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate, guys, do just let it dissipate, okay? But if it does resonate, definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know how you've been able to effectively utilize the info to navigate through the energies of today. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content, and if you like my vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe, subscribe. You know, I'm happy to have you sort of as we navigate through the entire process of this awakening that is taking place here for mass consciousness. So I'm going to be closing out this space today with a stress less recommendation for us. Just to sort of give us some guidance in terms of navigating through the energies of this week overall, because today is Meditative Means Necessary Mondays after all, and I'm going to be going live on my IGTV at 7 p.m, which is not too long, for today's Meditative Means Root Chakra activation for the energies of this week. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it for us today, guys. Looking at the moon watch for today. So the moon is starting off in the sign of Leo, starting the week off in the sign of Leo. And we do actually have the moon switching into the sign of Scorpio around about 10:48 tonight. So we go from a cardinal action-oriented air sign to a fixed water sign, and that's going to be a little bit tricky for us to sort of navigate through for some of us. I do feel like it will allow for us to sort of stabilize. For those of us that have been like feeling very disruptive energies for the last week or so, we'll kind of find ourselves stabilizing, okay? For those of us who may not have been dealing with the work at the deepest parts of themselves, you may sort of start to find that there's an emotional eruption going on beneath the surface for you guys. So it's going to be one of those days, guys. What I'm seeing for us today, so the moon being in Libra is actually this week. If you haven't checked out the astro analysis guide for this week, guys, definitely be sure to have a look at it, because I do go deeper into some of the aspects astrologically that will be impacting us in terms of how we're engaging and interacting with each other as we navigate through this week. So be sure to check that out. I'll probably try and put a card somewhere in here where you can get access to that directly. What I do also want to point out though is that, you know, Libra is the 7th house, which is responsible for our partnerships. It's all about our business partnerships, friendships and romantic partnerships as well. So it's really just one of those weeks where we're going to be focusing on our business partnerships, friendships and romantic relationships alike. And Libra is actually ruled by Venus, and Venus is now direct. Thank heavens for that. So it's really going to be giving us an opportunity to be able to focus on our creativity. That's one of the things about the energies of today. It's giving us an opportunity to focus on our independent creativity, not so much just our business partnerships. So this week we're going to have to learn how to balance our individual purpose as well as our collective purpose working together. So it's going to be quite the week, guys. When the moon goes over, you know, once the moon is sort of staying in the sign of Libra, it's going to be impacting our kidneys, urethra, urinary bladder, veins and skin. And we know by now that once the kidney is triggered or activated by the moon, the shadow aspect of, you know, the emotions that are stored within the kidney is fear. So we're going to be navigating through a lot of fear-based perspectives today. A lot of other people's fears are going to be some things that we're going to be navigating through, as well as trying to deal with our own personal sense of things that we're fearful about. So just be mindful of that, because we are having some root chakra activation today, and as the moon goes into Scorpio later tonight, we are also continuing the theme of root chakra activation with the genitals, anus, urethra and prostate being activated by the moon going into Scorpio. So we're dealing with root chakra and sacral chakra activation today. So yeah, just be mindful as you kind of navigate through the energies of today. As we get later on into the energies of today, we may sort of be dealing with the shadow or spirit of lust as well. So that's something to just bear in mind. We may be sort of dealing with a heightened sense of sexuality later on tonight as well, as the moon goes into Scorpio, just to sort of help us to decide how we're going to utilize our creative energy. Are we going to create something, or are we going to exert the energy? Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into the reading for us today, guys, to see what's actually going on beneath the surface. So what do we need to know, Spirit, for today, Monday the 29th of June? Okay, so it seems as though for a lot of us, there's in the past there's been a lack of planning, or at least there's been some poor planning, and because of that, we're sort of navigating through fear of the unknown at the minute. And it seems as though that's because, you know, a lot of the choices, we're making decisions that isn't necessarily in our alignment with our values because of our codependent relationships, because of our attachment to certain things. So a lot of people, you know, are sort of going through completely identifying that we're going through a recession globally at the minute, and a lot of people may find themselves taking jobs that they aren't necessarily too happy with, or some people might find themselves doing things that they wouldn't naturally do if it was up to them. But it's a case of wanting to appease others and wanting to make other people feel comfortable as they navigate through their own process. And that's where we had been coming into the energies of today. But it seems as though today we're getting a lot of mental clarity. We're actually realizing our power. We're realizing where we've doubted ourselves. We're realizing where we need to sort of challenge a little bit more of the status quo, you know, not necessarily conform as much, because if we're conforming, it only leaves us in a place of doubt, is what I'm seeing. And we're getting a lot of mental clarity about that, and we're actually seeing and identifying our own power to be able to navigate through some of the cycles that we haven't necessarily completed just yet, some of the cycles that we haven't closed out just yet, and there may be a lack of closure to certain relationships, be it friendships, romantic partnerships, or business partnerships, that may still be causing an obstacle to the vision as we're navigating through the energies of today, guys. And it seems as though moving forward, again, we're dealing with a lack of harmony. We are dealing with emotional insecurities. We're dealing with a sense of being overwhelmed to the point where we're going into a place of anxiety. There may be sort of sleepless nights as well. Insomnia is definitely on the cards for us as we navigate through the energies of today, guys. And it's all to do with our tendency to be a little bit perfectionistic. It's our tendency to be a little bit idealistic as we navigate through the process of everything. So just try to take things as they come. Try not to take things too personally as they come, and try your best to just coast with whatever's coming up, because you might find yourself becoming your own obstacle to whatever it is that Spirit's trying to bless you with. Okay, so let's have a little look. Where are we as a collective for today, Monday the 29th of June, Spirit? As clearly as you can, please. Where are we? Okay, so as a collective, guys, we are at the part of the path of the Two of Cups. Okay, so for a lot of us, we may sort of be coming into union with our business partnerships. Some of us may be coming into union with our romantic partnerships. We may be re-engaging with old friendships, and feeling a little bit more like things are actually going our way. Things are actually moving forward. Our wishes are being answered. And it seems as though for some people, you know, we've kind of gone through a process where we've avoided disaster. So we didn't necessarily have that tower moment, but it also meant that there wasn't a change that took place. It simply meant that, you know, one just kind of avoided making the change that was necessary for things to actually be able to progress moving forward. So the best way that I can put it, if we avoid a situation, it doesn't mean that the situation goes away. It simply means that we will continue to repeat the same cycle of the situation until that situation's been properly addressed. So that's something to think about, because on surface it may actually look like you're getting away with something, or you've had your wishes fulfilled. But sometimes we have to be careful what we wish for, because what may seem like a pleasant idea to us today may not be the same situation for us months later down the line. So whoever needed to hear that today, that's for you. I think that whatever it is that you're trying to avoid right now is only going to crop up in the next 2 months or so. So you might as well just deal with this issue. Personally speaking, that's just me. I like to do the work because I'd rather do that than actually having to continue to keep repeating cycles. But what path are we crossing as we navigate through the Two of Cups energies today, Spirit? Okay, so the path that we are crossing is the Seven of Pentacles, guys. Seven of Pentacles. So a lot of us are sort of grounding ourselves. We're sort of learning how to work a little bit harder, and learning how to be able to set ourselves up in terms of the foundations of what we're sort of navigating towards at the minute. What I can see is that for a lot of us, we have been very impractical in the way that we've been building things. And as we build things today, again, Spirit's calling us out. Like, I'm not lying. The cards are literally sort of like saying this to you guys. So we're being impractical. Whatever looks like a short, whatever seems like this is something that's going to make us feel better right now, it's a short-term fix. And I get it. Like, we're pleasure seekers as opposed to running into the pain to be able to navigate through the pain. I understand that's just the way that we are as society today. But Spirit's saying that that's very impractical. And this was a synchronistic design for us to be able to walk away from our ability to be codependent, or being disappointed in others because of our tendency to be codependent and, you know, desiring for other people to live up to our expectations. What I can see as well is that there is going to be a very quick change, and there's going to be a lot of sharp communication in terms of the way that we are navigating through the energies of today, guys. The best way that I can put it, it seems like somebody's about to get their ego bruised by some sort of communication that's just, it's like somebody isn't thinking about what they're saying. They're just saying what they're saying because that's just kind of how they feel at that time, and they're communicating that effectively. But they're not being completely practical about the way that they're communicating it. So this partnership that we're navigating through at the minute, Spirit is asking us, how are we sowing our seeds? How are we planting the seeds that we're intending to grow within the relationship? Because we have to give more than what we're giving right now in order for it to grow more than what we are having right now, basically. What's going on in the subconscious mind for us as we navigate through the energies of today, Spirit? Damn, guys, I was trying to save that, but there's so much going on for us. So I'm going to go and grab those cards, and I've got a lot of the same cards that I just saw now sort of pop out again. So clearly this is the energy that we're navigating through. So I'm going to grab that because there's a lot of cards. I'm just going to make some room for that. So guys, what we have here, we're actually navigating through major arcanas in the subconscious mind from what I can see here. You know, we've got the Judgment card here, we've got the Empress card, we've got the Star in reverse, we've got the Hermit here, and we've got a bunch of other minor arcanas as well. But what I can see looking at the way that this has all been sort of set up, it seems like there's a fight, there's a battle that's going on in the partnerships that we're trying to avoid. There's a battle with ourselves that's taking place internally, and we're internalizing that battle, and we're not necessarily engaging appropriately or practically in the partnerships, because it seems as though like there's a lot of someone's carrying a lot of baggage from the past situations. Their ego has been bruised, and they're carrying a lot of the feelings. They're still carrying feelings about that, because that has basically set them into a process of going deep within themselves. They've had to go soul searching. You know, they've really had to go to do some deep introspection based on the things that were said during that disagreement, right? And now it seems like where the relationship is presently, there's a complete disregard for the consequences. One is just literally like creating from that place within themselves where they are living in their best Empress energy, guys. You know, just living in that place of like fertile creativity, and they're a little bit hopeless about the relationship, and they're also a little bit hopeless about whether or not things are going to really be able to materialize in the way that they would like for it to, because I can see moving forward we've got the Judgment card and Five of Pentacles. So I can see that subconsciously what we're navigating through right now is just living in our best Empress energy, looking at the abundance that is present, and seeing how we can actively be able to navigate through it. And it seems as though moving forward we will be able to adhere to our inner calling. We will be able to, you know, engage with that judgment that is going on within ourselves, you know, where we're sort of judging what path we need to take and utilizing our judgment to be able to navigate through the process. And it seems as though for some of us, the judgment that we're going to be sort of looking at the situation from is that we've been left out in the cold. We've kind of basically been pushed out of the situation, which isn't necessarily true. What happened is that our egos got bruised in the past. We didn't necessarily engage in the situation in a way that was going to allow for us to continue to engage in the relationship, right? Because we went into ourselves, we went into deep introspection to see more about what it is that we aren't necessarily addressing about our own hopelessness, and whatever happened in the past, that was simply a trigger for us to be able to really dive deep within our own hopelessness so that we can tap into that Empress energy, right? But moving forward, we're going to get the opportunity to decide how we want to navigate through the situation, how we actually want to move forward. What's in the conscious mind for us as we navigate through the energies of today's Spirit? with all of this going on in the undertone of the experiences of today, what is in, okay, these cards need to stop flying all over the place, I'm telling you, okay, because a girl can't deal, man. Shyster. Okay, gonna grab that, guys. So, what I'm seeing for us here, guys, and I'm literally trying to create some space for us because there's a lot going on in the ethers. So what I'm seeing is that for a lot of us, it seems as though there's some sort of obstacle in the past that has left us feeling stuck. We felt stuck with the situation. We felt like we couldn't move. We felt like, we couldn't necessarily work our way out of the situation. We felt like we couldn't explore, basically, because of, this is probably the fall from grace, isn't it? The egoic situation that kind of took place when the ego was bruised. We felt like we weren't necessarily getting the opportunity to explore our true selves. And it seems like consciously, as we're navigating through the process right now, we're focused on our goals, but we're still aware of the fact that there's a lack of closure, and we're okay with it being like a lack of closure. We're okay with the fact that we haven't completed certain cycles, that we still have certain things that we need to work on, and it seems like moving forward, we're literally at that place where we're looking at the situation like, do you know what? I'm going to celebrate this. This is going to be a testimony for me somehow. I'm just not necessarily at that place just yet where I can see the testimony, or I can live in the place where this is a testimony, because I'm still walking through the journey of it. I'm still focused on the goal, which is that this is going to actually draw me closer in terms of my community. It's going to draw me closer to my friendships. It's going to bring me closer to my tribe. And this is a higher power calling over our lives by the looks of it, guys. Definitely to provide us with the mental clarity that we're looking for to be able to tap into our raw power. Okay, what is the actual outcome for us as we navigate through the energies of today's spirit? As clearly as you can, what is the outcome? Okay, thankfully that didn't fall on the, okay, so today is, we're going to be impractical, guys. We're going to be impractical. That is the outcome of the energies of today. It is what it is. We're at that place where we're completely disregarding the consequences anyways, and there's kind of like an imbalance in our work and personal life at the minute. So we may just be paying a little bit more attention to our work life and like putting the personal life stuff, which is far too complicated, on a back burner for now, so that we can focus on what needs to be done, because I can see that there's a lack of teamwork. So maybe we feel as though the partnership, this is probably why we're feeling a little bit hopeless. The partnership may not have been allowing for us to really explore some of our latent talents, and because of that, we're like, do you know what, I'm just gonna do me. Okay, you do you, boo. I'm gonna do me. For the most part, it seems like we're optimistic about the heartbreak that's sort of taking place at the minute, and we're just protecting ourselves from further heartbreak by just focusing on whatever we need to do for ourselves at this point. Okay, already called this in the astro analysis for today when I mentioned that we're going to be navigating our way through selfishness, but it seems like this selfishness is basically for the other person to be able to better themselves, working on their self-esteem and building their self-esteem and making their self-esteem about themselves, as opposed to having to draw forth that kind of energy from somebody else, because if it comes from somebody else, it's technically not self-esteem, it's somebody else's esteem. Pun. Anywho, let's just close out the space with a stress less recommendation to navigate through the energies of today, guys. Okay, what is the overall guidance for us today, Spirit, as we navigate through the energies of today, Monday the 29th of June? What do you advise for us in terms of stress relief recommendations for today? As clearly as you can, please. Okay, I see cards like, moving a little bit erratic, like they want to come out, but it's like there's so much going on for us subconsciously. Yeah, there was a lot of cards. There was a lot of cards that popped out. So I'm not going to read all of the cards, but I'm going to tell a story with the cards so that we can, just utilize the different cards of today. So we've got the number 33 here, so we're definitely activating our Christ consciousness, guys. So Spirit's saying to thank yourself for what you're good at, and give yourself a scalp rub, when you're sort of feeling like you're overwhelmed by all of the downloads, all of the creative energies that are sort of flowing through you at the minute. And then go to the center of yourself so that you can expand time. Okay, go to the center of yourself so that you can slow down your mind's perception of time, so that you can become still enough to let time pass as you are present within yourself. Okay, And for sure, guys, join me for today's guided meditation on IG Live. I'm seeing that there's a lot of numerology that we're navigating through today. I'm seeing the numbers 44, 25, and 33. So there's definitely, what this is saying to me is that the energies of the archangels are really helping us to balance the scales of things at the minute, to help us to get that freedom that we're looking for, get that freedom that we're trying to achieve, so that we can tap into our Christ consciousness, awareness of self. And one of the things that they're recommending for us to be able to do, to be able to master these energies of the imbalance in our work and personal life, is to pick out the positive words about our experiences that will allow for us to be able to create more of the positive experiences that we hope to sort of see in our partnerships. Okay, beautifuls. That is pretty much everything from myself. Thank you guys for stopping into the space. If you really appreciated the content, then definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know how you've been able to effectively utilize the information to navigate through the energies of today. And definitely be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like my vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe. Be sure to subscribe. Okay, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As per usual, guys, I'm sending you guys nothing but love, light, and positive intentions for the journey ahead. Until then, beloveds, God bless. Mwah. Namaste. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.